Don't move. Turn your fantasy football into reality. Here's CJ.
Thanks, Marty. Sounding good as usual. Hey, welcome back. Good to see you again. You're looking good today. We just did a couple of shows on conspiracies, and this is my last one before the big game. So, everything aside, I am actually rooting for Kansas City in that game, and I'll explain why in a moment. Not that I'm a Kansas City fan, but I do appreciate greatness. I will explain. I just want to mention something about conspiracy, though. For those of you who still believe this game is scripted and that there's some ill will or something that's coming out of this game that's all predetermined by referees and coaches and such, well, it really is just silly to think that way. And I'll just run a definition by you here to kind of prove the point. By definition, a conspiracy is a secret plan by a group of individuals to do something unlawful or harmful. Okay, so one thing here is the bigger and more powerful that the conspiracy is supposed to be, the less likely it is to be true. And just as a matter of fact, each team in the National Football League has between 3,000 and 4,000 employees from game day to office staff and so forth. That's 32 teams. That's 100,000 people working indirectly and directly through the NFL, keeping a secret. I don't think you can keep a secret with 100,000 people. So, and it changes every year. People get fired and there's hurt feelings all the time. So, but never attribute to malice, they say here. I'll just read this directly. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by error, stupidity, or a mistake. Coaches make mistakes. Referees make mistakes. Players, announcers. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. We all admit to not being perfect. So beware of the conspiracy claims where people say, oh, I've got proof, and they don't really have proof. The proof is in the pudding. Who wins the game, adapted and won. And the two teams that deserve to be in the Super Bowl are in the Super Bowl. Now, this is why I like Kansas City for this game. Number one, they've got the better quarterback. But also, in my life, I grew up being a Los Angeles Ram fan. That's all we got on Sunday afternoon. We only had 4 channels, and we got the Rams, my team. Then they moved them to St. Louis, and they started stuffing San Francisco 49ers down our throats. Now, if you're a Ram fan, you're not a 49er fan. So the only team that could beat the 49ers was Dallas, so I became a Dallas Cowboy fan. That's how I got to that. So I do like the Rams. They're back in LA. They have a piece of my heart. But if the Rams are playing Dallas, I'm still hoping Dallas wins. And the same thing with Seattle. Seattle's near my home, so they just naturally, like the team. And I want them to do well, but I don't want them to beat Dallas. See, so Dallas is my team. Now, nowhere on that list is Kansas City. But let me explain something to you here. My first time, I feel so fortunate. I just embrace greatness. And this is what I'm seeing. And I'm old, and you just have to trust me on some of this. The first time I ever went to a live football game was in the mid-'60s in Vancouver, and the quarterback for my home team, the BC Lions, was Joe Kapp. Incidentally, the only quarterback in pro football history to play in a Rose Bowl, a Grey Cup, and a Super Bowl. And also the last player officially traded between the CFL and the NFL when he was traded to the Minnesota Vikings, where he made the Super Bowl. So I embrace greatness. I love the fact that I was able to see. Listen, these are some of the guys that I've seen. Now, I made a list, but I can't read them all off. I'd be here for hours. But some of the players that I've seen live, in person, on television, or have experienced them during my life. And I feel so lucky and fortunate to have seen these. Now, if you're younger than me, you didn't get a chance to see them. You've only heard about these. So when you have a chance to embrace greatness, embrace it for all it's worth, because you don't see it very often. Imagine this. I grew up with Willie Mays, Joe Namath, Bo Jackson, Mickey Mantle was still playing. Reggie Jackson, Bobby Orr, Gordie Howe, Bobby Hull, Jack Nicklaus, Sam Steed, John McEnroe, Bjorn Borg, Muhammad Ali. I saw him fight. Joe Frazier, Sugar Ray Leonard, Magic Johnson, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Michael Jordan. That's just a partial list of when I was younger, never mind the last 20, 30 years. This list is amazing. I mean, Billie Jean King, Chris Everett Lloyd, Jimmy Connors. This is just a list like Wayne Gretzky, Tiger Woods. I mean, I saw Gordie Howe play with his 2 kids. That was amazing. And then the teams, the dynasties, the Oilers, the Habs, the Islanders in hockey, winning multiple Stanley Cups year after year after year. The Miami Dolphins, unbeaten season. I saw that. They got lucky, but anyway, they got to get lucky to be good, right? The early 70s Oakland A's won, I think, 3 out of 4 years. I mean, teams don't win back-to-back anymore. And then along comes Tom Brady and the Patriots, and wow, 20 years of greatness, and I saw it all. Don't you wish you saw it all? Maybe you did, right? Now I'm at the point in my life where I just embrace true greatness. I am not a Kansas City fan, but I am a fan of greatness. I'm a fan of Andy Reid and Kelsey and Mahomes. I love seeing success year after year after year. You've seen how hard it is. Buffalo, almost there and back. Cincinnati, almost there and back. The Eagles, almost there and back. The Jaguars, list goes on and on. They get there, but they can't go past. But to continually do it year after year after year like Kansas City, you are witnessing something that's truly amazing. And that's why I want to see him win. I want to see that dynasty. I want to see that happen again. Do I want to see it with the Dallas Cowboys? Yeah, next year. The Vancouver Canucks? Yeah, this year. I want to see my teams, but when my teams aren't good enough, I have to realize that it's not the referee's fault. It's just my team wasn't as good as someone else's. And for someone to be able to adapt year after year after year, losing Tyreek Hill, losing Juju, losing good players every year, and still being at the top of the league, yeah, that's why I want Kansas City to win mostly. And one little trivia thing to end off with, you know how the Super Bowl got its name? Well, imagine you're from Texas and you have a real heavy accent, okay? And in the 60s, there was a kid's toy. It was a little ball that was called a Super Bowl. And this thing you drop on the floor, it went up 100 feet. Okay, maybe 50, whatever. But it was this amazing ball made of space age, We believed everything we heard in the 60s. So anyway, Lamar Hunt and his pals are in the basement of someone's house trying to figure out what to call this special game between the American Football League and the NFL, as they're merged together. They got to have a special name for this. And, they had the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and so forth. And someone said, what's that ball the kids are playing with over there? Oh, that's a Super Bowl. The rest is history. Enjoy the game. I know I'm going to. See you next week. I'm CJ. Please like, subscribe. It's off season. Let's enjoy it. Thanks for watching.